Knicks and Bruises, we are back once again. I got my special guest, as always, Sim, the Podfather. Thanks for joining me, Sim.
Appreciate you, man. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to get this topic I've been itching to talk about up. Nerlens Noel's, he's came out and said he's been working on that corner three. Um, and I love it. You know, I love it. I don't know what your thoughts was about it. I know a lot of people laughed it off or thought it was a crazy idea, but I think it's great. What do you think?
I think it's I think it's great. First of all, I don't see where there's a downside to it, right? If he's working on it, it gets in the game and it doesn't work, he can't hit it. Okay, we don't do it, right? So I don't see this downside to him working on that corner three. Now, if he gets in the game and he shows that he can knock it down, and he doesn't have to shoot at 40%. If he can knock it down at a 30% clip, it's going to make opposing centers respect it.
Hmm.
And I think that's all Tom Thibodeau wants to help spread that floor open so that Julius Randle can have more room and more space in the paint. Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, RJ Barrett, they can have more strikes and cleaner looks and cleaner lanes going to the basket.
And you know, I'm gonna say something that's probably not gonna be very popular, but you mentioned on your show that just ended a little while ago about the versatility of this team, and the center position being the least versatile position that we have. um this would change that. Even if it is 33% from three, that changes that the dynamic of our offense from the center position. Like you said, opens up the floor a lot. um and then this is the unpopular opinion, but I think that also makes Nerlens viable to back Randall up at times and put him at the four, and now we got a twin tower defense that, I'm talking 5 minutes a game, if that. You know what I mean? Maybe a possession off of a timeout or a free throw, where you're solidifying uh the paint, and you're not necessarily being a liability on the offensive side of the floor. So I think, that's more versatility for us. What's your thoughts about that? Him actually being able to play some backup four, if need be.
I think that's 100%. I actually believe that right now, because he can knock down the mid range a little bit, he can play some backup four if it was necessary with Mitchell Robinson. There wouldn't be a lot of space out there on the floor. You know what I mean? But if he shows that he can consistently, not super consistently, but if he shows that he can be respectable at that 3-point line, even if it's just in the corner, then yeah, you can play a 7'1" center and a 6'10" power forward in Nerlens Noel, because Noel can be out there in the corner while Mitchell Robinson is playing the screen and roll with Kemba.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it definitely changes things. So if you have a time when Obi's not playing well and you don't want him on the floor, Taj Gibson is hurt or something like that, and he can't get out there, and Tom Thibodeau is not comfortable throwing Kevin Knox out there, then maybe you can use Nerlens Noel. And now you got two rim protectors on the floor at the same time.
absolutely, absolutely. But we know. With that being said, I got the clip. Let's go to the clip and let's hear exactly what he said.
Getting a lot of threes. Try to expand my game to that corner three. I'm gonna definitely tread lightly coming in, seeing, what it's like. But I got in the green light for the most part. So I just got to keep getting the reps up and make sure it falls in game time, and I'll be able to implement that.
That's something that they asked you to work on this off season, knowing that they would want you to expand out this coming year.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's something I've been working on. But like you said earlier, being on 1-year deals, you never know how much you can really do. So getting this comfortability with this type of situation. Even the day I signed the contract and I met with them, they told me, and make it a conscious effort to make it a game shot. not just, after practice and et cetera. So, but, other times I've, put in work into fixing my shot from Kentucky to through high school, shooting on the other side of him. So, it's calibrated right. So I feel like I can knock it down, have the confidence and all. So just the proof is in the pudding. Just got to keep working on it.
Pardon me, got sidetracked. Yeah, man, working on that corner three. Like I said, man, it's gonna open up a lot of things for us. Even at the five, not just at the four, but at the five position, open the lanes. Randall could go inside. RJ can go inside now. I think I think this team is gonna surprise us, man. I really do. I think all of the limitations that we saw in the playoffs, I think
Mhm.
they've been addressed. Um, and now everybody's talking about what we lost on defense, but the one thing we didn't lose was Tom Thibodeau. And his mentality isn't going to change because of the loss of Bullock or Peyton. It's just going to mean other guys are going to have to work harder and step up.
Right, right. Now, uh, something that you might notice that he said there is you never know how much you can do on 1 year contracts, right? And I think this does play into what the Knicks did this summer by signing guys to multi-year contracts because
Hmm.
now they feel more comfortable to expand their game or to take chances, safe chances within the offense or whatever it is that they do or however they're developing. They feel like, okay, you know what? I got a contract. I'm a little bit comfortable. I don't have to worry that if I do something wrong, they're not going to re-sign me. All that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. You know what I mean? Uh, so he can really just focus on the game. Don't have to worry about a contract or anything like that for a couple of years. And I noticed that he said that. Like you never know how much you can do on a 1 year contract.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that, and the fact that he said he got the green light. You know what I mean. So
Green light. Yeah.
he's not taking it upon himself. He said he's going to tread lightly. So it ain't like you said. It's not going to be 5 threes a game, 4 threes a game. You know what I mean. But it's going to be shoot it when you open. It's going to
Yep.
be don't be a liability. And I truly believe it's not just going to be threes. Like you said, with that one year contract. You know what I mean. Now you want to play to your strengths and strengths only. You know what I mean? And not saying that the mid range isn't his strength, but that's not necessarily what he was known for. You know what I mean? Like, and I actually was taken aback that he didn't shoot more mid range jump shots because I knew he was capable. I seen it at OKC, and I've seen it in the past. So I'm excited about it. And then one last thing I wanted to bring up. I don't have the clip, but Tibbs talking about Mitchell Robinson and shooting from the from the in the walking booth, shooting sitting down, working on that jump shot. That's a big thing too. You know what I mean? We haven't heard Mitch say anything about it this year, and probably because when he mentioned it last year, everybody questioned um everybody questioned um where is it and why is he talking about it but not doing it, or some people just didn't want him to do it. But I think the organization as a whole, I think they're pushing this. You know what I mean? Open up your game, become more versatile. And wait, I think I got it here. Let's see.
Mitchell is it's encouraging because each day he's doing more and more. In He feels really good, which I think is important. And he's put a lot of time into film study, and he's done things where he was sitting in a chair and handling the ball, shooting out of a chair, shooting, stationary shooting, form shooting, uh, cardio in the pool, cardio on a bike, and when you guys can see the physical difference, he's done a lot of strength training. So yeah, he's handled it as well as you can handle it. So uh, I think sometimes when you have some time off like that, you can take a step back and get a broader view of everything. And I think he has a good understanding of how important practice preparation is, and just observing the playoffs last year. And when you go back through the season, you see that he had a number of big games against quality teams for us. So what he brings to our team is unique, and his contribution to the team is very important.
When Mitchell is healthy, you guys are capable with him and Nerlens of just having a rim protector on the floor at any time. Does being able to have somebody who can make a difference at the rim for 48 minutes, does that affect the freedom that you give your defenders on the perimeter?
Yeah, I think it's critical, just because of the way the game is played now and the way the game is officiated. So rim protection, I think, is a huge element. And if it doesn't really matter how the game is being called, but sometimes it's tighter, and basically all the rules have really benefited the offense in the last 5 years. And so body position, technique, everyone working together, reading the ball well, stance, vision on the weak side, moving on the flight of the ball, all those things matter. But then your last line of defense is critical. And I think you have to develop that multiple effort mentality. You got to fly around and understand that we do have elite rim protectors sitting back there. So there's no substitute for hustle. I think sometimes you try to do things the right way, and there will be some mistakes. And we always say, if we have a problem, take care of the problem.
There you have it. I love it, man. I think this season we're gonna get a lot of surprises as a team as a whole, but I think we're gonna have a lot of surprises individually. What do you think about that? What do you think about Mitch shooting as well? I mean, like you said, it could only help, right?
Right. It can only help. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure if they told Nerlens Noel, this is something we want you to work on to be a game shot, they probably gave Mitchell Robinson the same marching orders. I think I seen somebody say in the chat, right? They probably gave Mitch the same marching orders. So you would think that he's going to feel more confident knowing that this is something that they want both of us to do, and go out there and shoot some of those shots. You know what I mean? And we've seen Mitch do it in, little videos here and there, and, warming up, stuff like that. We haven't been able to see him do it consistently. Or I don't know.
In the game.
I don't think we've ever seen him shoot a three in the game. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we've ever seen him shoot a three in the game. So I think we will see it this year. We seen Jericho Sims do it in the summer league. I think we're going to see it this year. Now, he also talked about rim protection. You know what I mean? And the luxury of having those two guys who can protect the rim, and how it allows the guards, to be able to take more chances on the defensive side. It allows the guards to be able to be more aggressive. And having those rim protectors, if you want to have an aggressive defense, you got to have rim protectors. It's one of the reasons I think when we were talking on my show earlier that he probably doesn't like having Obi and Julius Randle on the floor at the same time, because you lose that rim protection. Now it's a little tougher to play. You can't play up tight on your guards that way, right? Because when you have rim protection, now you can tell your guards play tight, because if you get beat, you got somebody behind you. But a lot of times when you play tight, you make the offensive person uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, they don't want to dribble. You know what I'm saying? They want to give up the rock, because they're uncomfortable. When you don't have rim protection, you got to lay off a little bit, because that person might beat you to the basket and you have nobody back there to clean up the mess.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Maximum effort when you got somebody back there as a last line of defense. Mm-hmm. I like to always word it as last line of defense, because it's not saying don't play defense. It's actually saying you could play harder. You know what I mean? But you have a bigger window to make a mistake. Right. You know what I mean? You don't have that defense down low or behind you. That window is shorter. There's less mistakes you can make that'll end up crucial.
Yeah, because guards, You know what I'm saying? They get nervous about playing real tight defense because of those mistakes that you had the potential to make. You know what I'm saying? When you play that tight defense, few things can happen. You can get beat to the basket because you're up real tight. You might get crossed up too. I mean, you see I've seen a lot of young players who don't want to play tight defense because if you're playing against a really good guard and you play aggressive defense, they're going to get you committing one way and they're going to pull it back the other way and you're going to get crossed up. You know what I'm saying? And people afraid they're going to be on somebody's IG video or something.
And that's that's the main thing though. It's fear. It's fear more than anything else. The same fear that people talk about Ben Simmons with shooting, it's the same type of scenario. But you know what I mean, they're scared to give that maximum effort and get embarrassed. Like the real defenders, real shot blockers, what do they say? I don't care if I get dunked on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna stop it. Real defenders, I don't care if I get crossed up because I'm gonna still keep coming at them the same way, the same effort, the same energy. So
right. How many times you won't get dunked on trying to block it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times he got dunked on trying to get that block. But he tried to get the block. That's what he does. You know I'm saying, I mean, I'm trying to get this block. I may not get it. I might miss it. I'm saying I'm either gonna block him, he's gonna dunk on me, or I'm gonna foul him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And even Nerlens Noel spoke on that, last year a lot. I'm not afraid to get dunked on because they asked him like, how do you do it? Well, the first thing, you can't be scared to get dunked on. You can't be scared to miss.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited about this year, man. Sim, I appreciate you jumping on with me. Just a little quick,
man.
Talk about Nerlens shooting threes. I think it's a great sign. Opens up the offense. Hopefully Mitch follows suit as well. Are you concerned that Mitch is not ready yet?
A little bit. I'm a little bit concerned about it. I'm hoping that they're just being cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that his foot can handle the weight when he's putting, now that they're in training camp, and they're really going after it, making sure that his foot can handle, that pressure. After it was broke. So I'm a little nervous though. I do want to ask you one thing. How much do you think the reason why they're asking Nerlens Noel and Mitch to shoot these threes is because they're trying to set up the offense for a player like Karl Anthony Towns? Right? Like they want Randall and Kemba and Fournier and RJ to know what to do when you have a center that can shoot threes. So when we go out and get Karl Anthony Towns, you guys already know what to do. So we're going to have Mitch and Nerlens Noel shoot these threes. We're not going to tell the team this is why we're having them do it. We're going to tell the team we want to spread open the offense, but we know we're setting this offense up to go get a guy like Cat. And now we can plug them right in.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, and I'm laughing because I was about to talk about Robinson. Them holding him back or holding him out as a tactic. To not necessarily extend him right now, but to be honest, 100% honest, I think they want to extend him now rather than wait. But I was really laughing because I was gonna say that we should start this new segment. You and I call Knicks conspiracy theories, and then here you go talking about what would have been a great Knicks conspiracy theory with Karl Anthony Towns. It makes yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, a lot of people. That's a tough subject though. I like Karl Anthony Towns like 20, 30, 40 times more than I did a year and a half ago. Like at one point I wasn't very high on him. Like I like him a lot now. He proved a lot to me during the course of last year. Coming back after all that personal stuff that he dealt with. and I think he showed that he's still improving. So it's possible. You got that Kentucky connection still
Right,
working. You know what I
right.
mean? So just to
You
add to the
never know.
conspiracy,
You
the
never know.
conspiracy.
And you can have the same, let's say, Nick conspiracy for Kemba Walker and a guy like Damian Lillard. Not that the
Absolutely.
Knicks don't want Kemba Walker, but it's like, hey, let's get Kemba. He plays kind of the same style as Damian Lillard. And if something pops off, we're able to plug Damian Lillard into that spot too.
Yep.
And it
And
works.
yeah, and God forbid it don't work. Is it? Now it's giving you somewhat of the hindsight before you go ahead and
Before exactly.
make some moves that temporarily or don't work later on, but you're giving up assets to you're not giving
Right.
up assets to learn your lesson.
Right. But
You
you
know what I
got a
mean?
guy in Kemba Walker that does a lot of the similar things. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of see how it might look. And that's that same thing with Nerlens Noel, Mitchell Robinson shooting threes. You kind of get a look. Okay, how now imagine if that's Karl Anthony Towns doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's see how Nerlens looks shooting these corner threes. And now we get an idea of how Karl Anthony Towns might look. And
And
players know how to play off of that now because Nerlens was doing it. Now they know how to play off of. We'll see. Nick
we'll see.
conspiracy, ladies and
The
gentlemen. Nick conspiracy.
conspiracies. Oh, Sim, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Shout out to the chat. I don't have the you guys comments up, so I can't shout you out individually, but I appreciate you joining. As always, your black is time. Sim, I appreciate you.
Peace.
Spread love, like Sim always say.